Welcome to our deep dive into the alarming world of pig butchering scams. This type of fraud has taken the digital world by storm, especially targeting unsuspecting individuals through online platforms. The term might sound strange, but it refers to a calculated process where scammers fatten up their victims emotionally and financially before making off with their money. In this video, we'll break down how these scams work, the tactics used, and the devastating impact they can have. Let's start by understanding what exactly a pig butchering scam is and why it's become such a widespread threat. Phrase pig butchering comes from the idea of fattening a pig before slaughter. In the context of scams, it means that fraudsters spend weeks or even months building a relationship with their target. They gain trust, encourage emotional investment, and slowly introduce the idea of financial opportunities. This patient approach is what makes the scam so effective and devastating. By the time the victim realizes what's happening, it's often too late. Understanding the origin of this term helps us see just how calculated and manipulative these scams can be. Scam typically begins with an unexpected message. Scammers reach out to potential victims through social media, dating apps, or messaging platforms. They might pretend to be someone looking for friendship, romance, or even a business connection. The initial contact is casual and friendly, designed to lower the victim's guard. Over time, the scammer gathers personal information and tailors their approach to the victim's interests and vulnerabilities. This stage is crucial, as it lays the foundation for the trust that the scammer will later exploit. Once contact is established, the scammer invests significant time in building a relationship. This can be romantic, friendly, or professional, depending on what the victim responds to best. The scammer maintains regular communication, shares personal stories, and even offers emotional support. This grooming period can last for weeks or even months. The goal is to make the victim feel valued and understood, creating a strong emotional bond. By the end of this stage, the victim often trusts the scammer deeply, making them more susceptible to manipulation. After trust is established, the scammer introduces a seemingly lucrative investment opportunity. This is often presented as a tip or secret, making the victim feel privileged. The scammer may claim to have inside knowledge of cryptocurrency or forex trading platforms. To build credibility, they might show screenshots of fake profits or even allow the victim to make small, successful withdrawals at first. These tactics are designed to convince the victim that the investment is real and profitable, encouraging them to invest larger sums over time. Once the victim has invested a significant amount, the scammer moves to the final phase, the slaughter. Suddenly, the scammer disappears, cutting off all contact. Sometimes they pressure the victim to invest even more by creating a sense of urgency or fear. In other cases, they simply vanish, taking all the invested money with them. The victim is left shocked and devastated, often realizing too late that they've been scammed. This phase is where the true financial and emotional damage occurs. Key characteristic of pig butchering scams is the long-term grooming process. Unlike quick scams, these fraudsters are patient and methodical. They may spend months nurturing the relationship, making the victim feel special and cared for. The extended period of trust building is what sets pig butchering scams apart from other types of fraud. Victims often don't suspect anything because the scammer's behavior seems genuine and consistent over time. Scammers use sophisticated social engineering tactics to manipulate their victims. They might mirror the victim's interests, use flattery, or create fake emergencies to elicit sympathy. These tactics are designed to bypass rational thinking and tap into the victim's emotions. By the time the investment opportunity is introduced, the victim is already emotionally invested, making it much harder to say no. Social engineering is at the heart of pig butchering scams, making them particularly dangerous. Most pig butchering scams revolve around cryptocurrency investments. Scammers exploit the complexity and hype surrounding digital currencies to make their schemes seem legitimate. They may use fake trading platforms or apps that mimic real ones, making it difficult for victims to spot the difference. The promise of high returns and the allure of new technology make these scams especially appealing to those unfamiliar with crypto. Butchering scams often involve cross-border criminal networks. Scammers may operate from different countries, making it difficult for authorities to track them down. These networks are highly organized, with different members handling various aspects of the scam, from initial contact to money laundering. The international nature of these scams adds another layer of complexity, making recovery of lost funds extremely challenging. Financial losses from pig butchering scams can be staggering. Victims often lose tens of thousands or even millions of dollars. These losses can devastate individuals and families, wiping out life savings and causing long-term financial hardship. The emotional toll can be just as severe, with victims experiencing shame, guilt, and anxiety. The scale of these scams has made them a global issue, drawing the attention of law enforcement agencies worldwide. Butchering scams are not limited to one region, they have become a global phenomenon. While Asia and the US are particularly affected, victims can be found all over the world. The internet allows scammers to reach targets across borders, making it a truly international crime. This global reach complicates efforts to track down perpetrators and recover stolen funds, as different countries have varying laws and resources. Law enforcement agencies around the world are ramping up efforts to combat pig butchering scams. This includes international cooperation, specialized task forces, and public awareness campaigns. However, the anonymous nature of the internet and the use of cryptocurrencies make it difficult to trace and prosecute scammers. Despite these challenges, authorities are making progress, with several high-profile arrests and crackdowns in recent years. Many people wonder how victims can fall for such elaborate scams. The answer lies in the sophisticated psychological tactics used by scammers. By building trust over time and appealing to emotions, scammers create a sense of safety and opportunity. Victims often believe they are making smart financial decisions, especially when they see fake profits. The gradual nature of the scam makes it difficult to recognize warning signs until it's too late. There are several warning signs that can help you spot a pig butchering scam. Be wary of strangers who quickly try to build a close relationship online, especially if they mention investment opportunities. Watch out for promises of high returns with little risk or requests to move conversations to private messaging apps. If someone you've never met in person asks for money or investment, it's a major red flag. Common tactic in pig butchering scams is the use of fake trading platforms. These websites or apps are designed to look legitimate, complete with charts, balances, and customer support. Victims can often see their investments grow, but it's all an illusion. The platforms are controlled by the scammers who can manipulate the data at will. When the victim tries to withdraw funds, they encounter delays, fees, or outright refusal. Scammers are experts at emotional manipulation. They may share personal stories, express affection, or even create fake emergencies to elicit sympathy and urgency. This emotional roller coaster keeps the victim engaged and makes it harder to step back and assess the situation objectively. The scammer's goal is to keep the victim emotionally invested, making them more likely to follow through with investments. As the scam progresses, scammers may use pressure tactics to push the victim into investing more. This can include creating a sense of urgency, warning about missing out on profits, or even threatening to end the relationship. These tactics are designed to override the victim's doubts and push them into making hasty decisions. Recognizing these pressure tactics is key to avoiding falling deeper into the scam. Build credibility. Scammers often allow victims to make small, successful withdrawals from the fake platform. This convinces the victim that the investment is real and encourages them to invest even more. The platform may show impressive profits, but it's all fabricated. Once the victim invests a larger sum, withdrawals become impossible and the scammer disappears. Scammers often encourage victims to keep their investment activities secret. They may warn against telling friends or family, claiming it's a special opportunity or that others won't understand. This isolation makes it harder for victims to get a second opinion or recognize the scam. The more isolated the victim becomes, the easier it is for the scammer to maintain control. Scammers rarely use their real identities. They create fake profiles complete with photos, backgrounds, and even fake social media accounts. These identities are carefully crafted to appear trustworthy and relatable. Victims may believe they're talking to a real person, but it's all part of the deception. Verifying identities online is crucial to avoid falling for such scams. Throughout the scam, the fraudster manipulates the victim's emotions to maintain control. They may alternate between affection and distance, praise and criticism to keep the victim off balance. This emotional manipulation makes it difficult for the victim to think clearly or seek help. The constant ups and downs are a deliberate tactic to keep the victim engaged and compliant. Major lure in pig butchering scams is the promise of quick and easy wealth. Scammers claim that their investment opportunity can deliver high returns with little risk. They may share stories of others who have supposedly made fortunes, complete with fake testimonials and screenshots. These promises are designed to appeal to greed and hope, making it harder for victims to resist. Further convince victims, scammers may provide fake documentation. This can include investment certificates, account statements, or even legal-looking contracts. These documents are designed to look official and professional, adding another layer of credibility to the scam. Victims may feel reassured by the paperwork, not realizing it's all fabricated. Even after the initial investment, scammers often find ways to ask for more money. They might claim there are fees, taxes, or additional investment opportunities. Each request is accompanied by a plausible explanation, making it hard for the victim to refuse. The cycle continues until the victim either runs out of money or realizes they've been scammed. Once the scammer has extracted as much money as possible, they abruptly cut off all communication. The victim finds themselves blocked on all platforms with no way to reach the scammer. This sudden silence is often the first clear sign that something is wrong. By this point, the victim's funds are long gone and recovery is extremely difficult. The moment of realization is devastating for victims. They may feel shock, disbelief, and intense emotional pain. Many blame themselves for falling for the scam, even though the tactics used are highly sophisticated. This emotional aftermath can be as damaging as the financial loss, leading to feelings of shame and isolation. After discovering the scam, victims are encouraged to report it to authorities. This can include local police, financial regulators, and online platforms where the scam occurred. Reporting helps law enforcement track patterns and potentially prevent future scams. However, many victims are reluctant to come forward due to embarrassment or fear of judgment. Investigating pig butchering scams is challenging for law enforcement. The use of cryptocurrencies, fake identities, and cross-border operations makes it difficult to trace the perpetrators. Even when scammers are identified, bringing them to justice can be a lengthy and complex process. Despite these obstacles, authorities continue to develop new strategies to combat these crimes. Recovering lost funds from a pig butchering scam is extremely difficult. The money is often quickly moved through multiple accounts and converted into cryptocurrencies, making it nearly impossible to trace. Victims are advised to act quickly, but even then the chances of recovery are slim. Prevention and awareness are the best defenses against these scams. Support is available for victims of pig butchering scams. Many organizations offer counseling, legal advice, and financial guidance. Reaching out for help can make a significant difference in the recovery process. It's important for victims to know they're not alone and that support networks exist to help them rebuild. Raising public awareness is crucial in the fight against pig butchering scams. Educational campaigns, news reports, and online resources help inform people about the risks and warning signs. The more people know about these scams, the harder it becomes for fraudsters to succeed. Sharing information can protect others from falling victim. Technology plays a dual role in pig butchering scams. While scammers use technology to reach and deceive victims, it can also be used to fight back. Advanced security measures, AI-driven fraud detection, and secure communication platforms can help prevent scams. Staying updated on the latest technological tools is essential for both individuals and organizations. Protecting yourself from pig butchering scams starts with skepticism. Be cautious of unsolicited messages, especially those that quickly turn personal or financial. Verify identities, research investment opportunities, and never send money to someone you haven't met in person. Trust your instincts and seek advice if something feels off. Always verify the identity of anyone offering investment opportunities online. Look for inconsistencies in their stories, reverse image search their photos, and check for online reviews of platforms. Taking these extra steps can help you avoid falling for a scam. Remember, legitimate opportunities will withstand scrutiny. One of the best ways to combat pig butchering scams is to educate others. Share information with friends, family, and colleagues, especially those who may be less familiar with online scams. The more people know, the less likely they are to fall victim. Education is a powerful tool in the fight against fraud. Financial institutions play a key role in detecting and preventing pig butchering scams. Banks and payment platforms are developing new tools to identify suspicious transactions and alert customers. Collaboration between financial institutions and law enforcement is essential to stop these scams before they cause harm. Staying informed about the latest scams and fraud tactics is crucial. Follow trusted news sources, subscribe to alerts from financial institutions, and participate in online safety workshops. The more you know, the better equipped you are to protect yourself and others from pig butchering scams. Pig butchering scams can target anyone, but certain groups are more vulnerable. These include individuals seeking romance online, those new to cryptocurrency, and people looking for quick financial gains. Understanding who is most at risk can help tailor prevention efforts and provide targeted support. Psychological impact of pig butchering scams can be profound. Victims may experience anxiety, depression, and a loss of trust in others. The emotional aftermath can linger long after the financial loss, affecting relationships and overall well-being. Support and counseling are essential for recovery. Every pig butchering scam offers important lessons. Always be cautious with online relationships, especially when money is involved. Trust is earned over time, not through quick promises or urgent requests. Learning from past scams can help prevent future losses and protect others. Communities can play a powerful role in preventing pig butchering scams. By sharing experiences and supporting one another, people can build resilience against fraud. Community awareness events, online forums, and support groups are valuable resources for both prevention and recovery. As technology evolves, so do the tactics used by scammers. Pig butchering scams are likely to become more sophisticated, using advanced social engineering and new digital platforms. Staying ahead of these trends requires constant vigilance and adaptation from both individuals and organizations. Pig butchering scams are a serious and growing threat in the digital age. By understanding how these scams work and recognizing the warning signs, you can protect yourself and others. Remember, trust your instincts, verify information, and never rush into financial decisions online. Stay informed, stay cautious, and help spread awareness to keep your community safe. Thank you for joining us on this important journey into the world of pig butchering scams. By staying aware and informed, you can help prevent these devastating crimes. Remember, you're not alone. Support and resources are available. Together, we can build a safer digital world for everyone.